Good morning, Tahmina Khan is here in TKMaths is fun. In today's video, we will learn the concept of permutation and combination, particularly the cases where we have to separate 2 or 3 letters, right? Which are identical or which are not identical. These are the cases where students usually get confused. So let's start with the simple one to build the concept. So let's take a word sound. It has 5 letters, right? If you have to select 3 letters from these 5 letters, then what will you do? 5C3, right? Because you are selecting where order is not important. Okay. Now if I say arrange 3 letters out of these 5 letters, then you will do what? You will do 5P3, because now order is important. Here I would like to remind, and I'm sure you would know this thing, that the connection between permutation and combination can be equal if you divide permutation cases by the number of selection you have made. It means you are considering only selection. So this combination, this relationship is very important, and I'm sure you know it. Let's take second case in which I have to select 4 letters. Sorry, I have to arrange 4 letters, and the first letter has to be a vowel. Now in the word sound, there are 2 vowels, O and U. So I'm saying in the first place, I can only have either O or U, which means it is 2P1. Now one of the letter out of O and U will be put here. So now the remaining letters will be S and D, and one from here will come here. So altogether 4 letters. So in these 3 places which are left, you have to arrange 3 letters out of 4 letters. So you will do 4P3, right? So now take the case where letters are not identical. In the word sound, all the letters were identical. So let's take a case of word seed. Okay, let me change the color. Okay, so in this word seed, now suppose I want to arrange it so that E's are not together. Okay, so if it is, acha, by the way, before I go into this condition, if I have to arrange all these 4 letters and how many ways I can arrange these, I will simply do 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial, right? Because there are 4 letters for which I am doing 4 factorial, and there are 2 identical letters, so their effect will cancel out if I will do divided by 2 factorial, right? You know, in the cases of repetition, we have to divide by the number of identicals are there. Okay, now if I have to arrange 4 letters such that E's are not next to each other, so in that case it means S and D, they have no issue, they can come on 2 places, right? And E's which have to be separated from each other, they have to be in between or in the beginning or the end, right? So if E's are here, these 2 E, anywhere here, they will not be next to each other. So how you will handle these cases? So first of all, for S and D, because these are the 2 places for them, you will write 2 factorial. Okay, and they are not identical, so I'm not, sorry, they are not, yes, they are not identical, so I will just write it 2 factorial. After that, these 3 places where E can come, I will do 3P2, because out of 3 places, E will come on any 2 places, but at the same time E's are identical, so I will do divided by 2 factorial, right? So it will be what? 2 times, what is 3P2? Is 6, 2 factorial is 2, so it means it will be 2 times 3 equals to 6. So these are the cases where I separated E and I was arranging all of them. And this was the case when I was just arranging them in any order, right? Now let's take a case where E's should, S and D should be separated. Now I'm reversing the case, right? So now I am taking a case where S and D should not be together. So it means E will come here and S and D should come here in between or in the beginning or end. So S and D has to come here. So for S and D, there are three possibilities, three positions. Out of those three positions, they can come on any two position. Now I will not divide it by 2 factorial. The reason is S and D are not identical. S and D are not identical. So I will simply do 3p2 for this. Out of these three places, they can come on any two places. And what about these E? There are two places where they can come, right? And because they are identical, divided by 2 factorial. So it will be 1 times so your answer is 6, right? So now let's take another example. And this is very interesting. I am sure it will help you to learn a lot. The word is schools. Okay. Now, and I want to see how many of you see at the end, oh yes, I learned something new in it, right? Or it helped me to revise my concept. Now, if I say that you have to arrange these letters, how many letters are there? 7 letters, right? You have to arrange these letters such that O and S are not next to each other, right? Which one I'm separating? O's and S. Let me not write this as it will confuse you otherwise. So O and S should not be next to each other. So other than that, what is left? C, H and L. It means C, H and L, they are here, and for them I can write 3 factorial because they can switch the places. Okay, H can come here, C can come here, L can come here, anywhere. So 3 letters, 3 factorial. What about O and S? They will be separated if they will come in between or in the beginning or end, right? So how many positions are for O and S so that they are separated from each other? 4 places. Out of 4 places, because there are 2 O and 2 S, so I have to fit all of them. So out of these 4 places, they will come on these 4 places. But in this case, the problem is there are 2 O which are identical and 2 S. So I will do 2 factorial for O and I will do 2 factorial for S. So we are dividing by the identical number of letters. So this will be 6 times 24 divided by 2 into 2. And I will tell you the common mistake here made by student. Common mistake made by student here is what they do is straight away, sorry, let me take other color. They do is straight away here, instead of 2 factorial and 2 factorial, they take it as 4 factorial. So please do not make this mistake, because O's and S are not identical. There are 2 O's and 2 S. Okay. Now the challenging part of the same question. The challenging part of the same question, you have to select 4 letters. But there is a condition. What is the condition? Here the condition was that O and S are separated from each other. Here the condition is there is at least one O. There is at least one O. Okay. So now, school itself has 4 letters. And I have to select only 4 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4. The condition it can have 1 O or 2 O. So let's take. If the question has 1 O, now what about S? There are identical S also. So we have to take care of that also. So 1 O with 0 S, 1 O with 1 S, 1 O with 2 S. So first of all, these cases you will handle. Okay. And then what is the other possibility? Can you think? Because there are 2 O and 2S. So other cases, 2O with 0S. Sorry, let's take it 2O with 1S, 2O with 2S. So all these cases we have to consider and their results will be added up. Okay, so let's take one by one. So first of all, for example, we are taking the case where it is saying 1O with 0S. So in a school, if you see the other letters are what? CHL. Okay, so CHL is the case which we will, letters which we will select. 1O mean the place is gone with O. Okay, you are selecting, remember it. Order is not important, okay? 1O. Now it is saying 0S. So S are gone in the word school. S are gone and 1O is here. So now only 3 letters are left. So what you will do? 3C3. 3 letters and you have to select all 3 of them. Answer is 1. Now you have 1O and you have 1S. Okay. Again, remaining letters are C, H and L. So out of these 3 letters, you have to select 2. Because now consideration is for these 2 gaps, these 2 blanks. So answer is 3. Now it is saying 1O and 2S. Because we are selecting, just put them here to show that the gap is done, selection is done. Now only one more letter you have to select from the remaining C, H and L. So it will be 3C1. Now comes to the 2O and 0S. So now if it is 2O, both the O's of school are gone. S we cannot select. So remaining letters are C, H, L. So you will select for these places 3C2, which is 3. Right? Because we have already selected, why do I put cross here? Because I have selected this. So I'm not worried about the selection for these places. So now 2O and 1S selected. Remaining letters are C, H, L. I have to select only 1 out of 3. Now the case is 2O and 2S. I can't select anything from here, right? So this is the only possibility which is selected. So now you will add up the result. By the way, this is the only way, so it is what? 1. Because I'm not selecting anymore. This is the only way we can select when it is 2O and 2S. So altogether, if you add up all this, 3, 3, 3, 3 and 1, the answer is 14. So the 14 ways to select 4 letters from the word schools if the condition is that there should be at least one O. So thank you very much. If you have learned something new, please share it with your friends and do give your comments. Thank you. Take care. Bye.